That's unfortunate.
That's his name.
Now you're drinking. Thank you very much, everyone who helped do that.
All right. Happy August.
Okay.
All right. So, all right. So we'll talk to the council about that. Go through these resolutions. Then we got a whole bunch of things to talk about tonight. The first one is resolution adopting the minutes from the last meeting. Any concerns with that? No. All right. The second one is a resolution appointing an acting city clerk. As you all know, our last meeting, we approved a leave for our city clerk, and we have found a successful candidate for the acting clerk. And that is Emily Staley, who I think is right there.
In the gallery?
Hello. I was on the phone and not in the video chat, so I didn't actually get to see you in the interview. She is the clerk for the town of Florida, and she's agreed to help out for the leave, and we're very excited to have her. We're also very thankful to the town of Florida for sharing her with us and being really flexible on that. So we will pass this resolution, and then I'm going to kick it over to Mr. Casale about what he would like.
So my suggestion is, because we don't have a clerk here tonight, is we typically do legislation at the end of the meeting. Why don't we bump up this resolution to the top of the meeting right after the agenda is adopted?
Okay.
And we can pass the resolution and perhaps install Ms. Staley right in her spot.
Into the hot
As soon
seat?
as that's done.
Okay.
We put you on the spot.
So when I say, when the mayor says the motion to adopt the agenda, I would say make a motion to adopt the agenda
I don't think.
in any order or just with the
Just-
consents?
Just my suggestion is make a motion to adopt the agenda. You already have the two consents there. So just adopt the agenda as it is, and then after that's done, make a motion to move resolution 2425-27.
Okay,
And you'll do the roll call on the adoption of the agenda?
okay.
Nice
Motion to
plan.
move.
Yeah?
I will want to do it with the consents though, because we do have to, technically, the consents need to be approved by everyone to get into the agenda.
Yes,
right.
Yeah, so I don't want to just pretend they're not there.
Right.
Great. Any questions on the clerk or any questions for the new clerk, new acting clerk, temporary clerk? All right, thank you. Welcome.
Okay.
Our next resolution, number 28, is appointing a member to planning commission, David Morrow, 50 Coolidge Road, Amsterdam, New York. It's the mayor's appointment. Anything you want to talk about?
David is the former financial head of FMCC. He's not a lifelong resident, but he's married a lifelong resident. He has 2 children and a bunch of grandchildren. He lives over on Coolidge Road. He expressed a desire to serve in some capacity. And I think because of his financial background and his ties to the city and his ability to, think objectively, he's an intelligent guy. I think he'd make a good planning commission member. So I've asked him. He's considered it for quite a while now, and he agreed to do this.
And the term just goes to the end of the year?
Expiring,
He was
Michelle's
filling
might
in
expire.
Filling a vacancy?
Yes, filling in a vacancy.
Okay. Yeah, then we'll start all over again. Beginning of the year. All right, resolution 29, authorizing interfund loan transfer for streetlight acquisitions and economic development project, Alderman Collins. And Louise.
Yep, this was just an effort to avoid delay borrowing for the streetlight project as long as possible. We're going to have much more cost than just the purchase of the lights, but we won't need any additional funding probably for 5 to 8 months. So we have enough cash flow whereby we thought this would be a good avenue to pursue. And eventually we will bond for this project and reimburse the general fund.
And we do have the $1.1 million coming to us from the FRB grant to help defray the cost of these lights.
And then you sent us this other summary How does that connect with this?
Because I was asking you to approve another interfund loan, I thought I owed it to you to see where we were at with all the other ones that you've approved.
Okay,
Make sure
and what's been paying back.
you see that we are keeping very good track of them. You know, as the funds come in, we do, you know, pay them off. So
Thank you, Louise.
you're very,
That's very helpful.
sure.
All right. Any questions for Louise on that? All right. Next, resolution 30. Resolution authorizing the sale of 127 North Matthias Avenue to Habitat for Humanity, Montgomery County, New York, by Mayor Sinfani.
When we have two representatives of Habitat here, Gabe and Michelle, who we would like to, talk about this, please. Tell us what you're doing.
Do you want me to come up to the podium?
Do it.
So, what would you like to know? Anything specific, or let me just kind of give a general overview of what we're doing?
Yeah.
Sure. Okay. So, my name is Gabriel Lopez. I'm the current board president of our chapter here in Montgomery County. So far, we've done a build on Brookside, and we've done a rehab on Thomas Street. Right now, we are in the process of aligning ourselves to work our next project, and we're hoping that everybody would join us in the donation of the Matthias property so that we can work with an entity local to put a modular on that property. We do have the build out pretty much good to go. We are working on the financing aspect of it. We're hoping to not utilize any of our funds, because what happens is, and I don't think very many people know this because I was in a meeting last night that this came up, any money that we put into the project, that's got to come out of the mortgage. So whatever we can get donated is going to help towards the bottom line for the family and keep the cost down. So if we have to purchase a property, it's going to just be tacked on to the mortgage. And our goal right now, because as you know, properties are going for a pretty exorbitant amount of money. So it's going to cost approximately $225,000, maybe more, to build this property, which doesn't, make it very affordable for some folks. So with things like this to kind of drive the prices down, and some of our fundraising and some of the grants that we're going to be getting, we're hoping to bring the price down to somewhere around $130,000. So it's an affordable property for a family. So with your help, you're going to help us drive those prices down. And with the help of our community, hopefully we can get it even further down. Again, it's a situation where we're going to try to raise money. We're going to try to get as many grants as we possibly can to make it affordable. I hope it's significantly less than what we're thinking, but we do have the ability to start, now. But again, we're in a position where we're trying to get all of our ducks in a row to make things as affordable as possible. And the more that we get support from our community, the better we're going to be in the future, because we are looking to save as much money as possible so that we can put an executive director in play on a full-time position with the money that we currently have, if we can afford it for following the project.
And explain what that would do for your agency by having an executive director.
So we're one of the few chapters that actually is run by the board. Most Habitat for Humanity chapters have an executive director and a construction committee person to help, deal with the day-to-day operations of the program, so that there aren't, people dropping balls and things like that. Fortunately for us, we do have pretty amazing people on our board that do sacrifice quite a bit to make sure we keep the ball rolling. But it's, we're all working full time. We're all, kind of running a million miles an hour. Some of us are entrepreneurs. Some of us are folks in, government and things like that. So we're very, very busy people, but our community is
It's not a consent.
so important to us. And I think that with us being able to acquire property like this at, little to no cost, it's going to do nothing but help our future chapter be in a better position to bring on an executive director.
So, thank you, Gabe. Any questions for Gabe?
Where exactly is 127 North and Science? Where is it located? Is it between other properties or is it just
It's to the
We
left.
we
of-
tried to, we had auctioned this property, tried to auction this property off before and got no bids on it. But Michelle, explain where it is exactly.
It's in between. It's two lots that were combined in 2022 by the city when we tried to sell it. So it's a 100 by 100 lot, next to a house, and it's a pretty good sized lot.
So there's nothing on the lot? Oh, okay.
And this was brought before the property disposition committee, and they're the ones who made this recommendation, based upon looking at all the aspects. But, you know, we think it's a fantastic investment on our city's behalf, because as Gabe just explained, we're gonna be getting a $250,000 home.
Right.
And that'll fit right into that neighborhood, and and put us new single family, new family into home ownership.
Absolutely.
Can't lose.
Yeah, we'll put it back on the taxes and, you know, we'll have a wonderful family in that home hopefully in the very near future.
Thank you, Gabe.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thanks for that.
One
property
other
map.
thing, I don't know if anybody knows this, but we don't like give this to them for free, right? So that's important that everybody knows that they do pay a mortgage or equity, so.
0 interest mortgage.
2% low interest.
Wish I had one of those.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, thanks for explaining that we did try to auction the property off
Yes, we
and
did.
that the property disposition, because it's a beautiful property from what
It
I saw
is.
on Google, and then it's a nice neighborhood. But that is a good thing. That's one of the goals of Habitat, to be doing those things, but, great. Any other questions? All right, resolution 2425-31. This is a ceremonial resolution that the mayor's put in regarding Ukrainian Independence Day.
Yes, they approached us and asked if we could raise the flag as we did, I forget how many, last year? In recognition of their Independence Day. Everybody knows what's going on in the Ukraine right now. It's flashed up again. I think it's a totally appropriate thing. You know, I'm very, very pleased to put this forward in front of the council, because I think it's a good thing. You know, I support the effort I know the council has in the past, and I'm sure we will again.
Any questions? All right, resolution 32, budget transfer chemical feed systems improvement. Alderman Holliday.
All right. Mr. Clark, would you like to speak on this?
Yes, so, okay, before you is a resolution. This is to wrap up the electrical contract for at the water filtration plant. We did a corrosion control chemical feed system project. It was funded through CDBG. The total project was 1.3 something between the two contracts. We had about just shy of $900,000 in CDBG funds, which paid for the majority of the general construction contract to Trinity Construction. And there was a component in there that was funded through the city to complete the funding on the general construction. This is the electrical contract, because there were two contracts in the project. This was funded entirely through city funds on from different sources. I don't remember what they are off the top of my head, but I'm looking. This $13,000 is just due to the delay in the contract due to equipment. And there was no extra work. It's not, I mean, it's officially it's a change order. It was due to the lengthening of the contract for a number of reasons, to include COVID delays on equipment supplies, and that's what you've got here.
Anything else, Randy?
No, that was it. That was, we were very happy with Empire Electric on this. They did a fantastic job. You know, we did meet, originally this overrun was higher. We actually negotiated them with them to reduce that down, so.
All right, resolution 33, resolution designation of a secret type 2 action. Alderman Marticello.
This is a grant they're going to get for the clubhouse from New York State Dormitory Authority. It's a secret grant, which means, I know what the QR stands for, right? Mike, qualitative
State Environmental
Restoration Act,
Quality Review Act,
Quality Review Act, right?
yes.
What's the SC stand for?
State Environmental.
State Environment, okay, so what they do is they explore the land that they're digging into, and they make sure it's quality, you can build on it, and therefore, if everything comes out fine, then we will get the $300,000. It's a grant, Mayor, right? And that will go towards the purchase of the clubhouse.
So this
Why
defray
we're-
some of the
why
costs
we're on-
of it?
Excuse me, why we're on this, are we doing a Secor Act on the at the mobile gas station at Five Corners? They do that yet?
We have Dan here from talk about
Dan,
that.
where are you in the Five Corners? Do they do a Secor Act up there?
So that's a phase 2 assessment,
Yeah,
and they've done the majority of it. There's a small piece under the footprint of the building we're looking to explore to see where we can get the money to finish it.
where we can get the money to finish it.
To finish the,
What's,
so the
Well,
county had gotten a grant to do phase 1 and phase 2 testing for the Five Corner site. They completed it for everything other than under the footprint of the building. We think it's gonna be about $50,000 to do that final piece of it. And so we're looking to get the rest of the money to finish up the testing under.
We do have a plan for it, Jimmy, but we
Okay.
just didn't have an excuse.
no problem. Thank you.
Is phase 1, phase 2 like a higher level than like a secret or
It's actually two different things.
two different? Yeah, we're not talking about like the same kind of testing.
So I'm sorry, Dan.
Go for it.
Phase 1 and phase 2 are, the phase 1 is a desktop study, basically looking at the history of a property, what was done there. It's interviewing folks that worked at something or owned something or something to determine what they may have to look for. Phase 2 is actual physical testing, soil borings, water quality samples, that type of thing. State Environmental Quality Review Act is generally, it does capture those physical requirements, but it's also intended to look at any potential impacts, if there are any, for any kind of project, whether it's governmental, commercial, private, what have you, and it looks at all the environmental end of things, air, water, land, zoning, public or community-based impacts, traffic. There's a litany of things that you would look at potentially for any project. It's in this case, it's protocol that we would need to do a formal review and and determine whether it's significant or not significant. So that's what. So it does capture the physical part. It's also more holistic.
Thank you.
One question, Mr. Marticello, does this decrease the overall cost of the clubhouse? Is this one of the things that we were getting to decrease it, or is this was part of?
It's one of the $300,000, it's one of the money that we already included in, hopefully ever gonna get.
Okay, it was already part of the budget. Got it. Any other questions? All right, resolution 34, resolution approving the audit. Alderwoman Collins.
Oh, that's fine.
Okay, thank you for doing that. All right, we have 2 consent. Well, actually, should we go to the, we'll just go to the consent ones next, and then we'll go to the local laws. Consent resolution 25-35, resolution and declaration of slum and blight.
Yes, we have Ms. Eliza here to discuss that, Nick.
Yeah, this is a HUD requirement. We have an opportunity to pick up $1 million grant to demolish unsafe buildings in the city. The list you see there was compiled by Chief Agresta and the Building Codes Department as the worst of the worst in the city. And in order to qualify, HUD has a regulation that this type of grant must require a declaration of slums and blight.
Okay, because I was wondering the purpose of this when I read through it.
It's strictly to satisfy a HUD regulation.
Gotcha.
Excuse me, I don't have consent.
I don't
I'm
have
sorry?
either.
There was another packet on our desk.
The
It was.
yeah,
It's
the packet
in,
that was on your
yes.
desk.
How many packets?
What's
I
right
think
there?
it's in the one that was sitting on your desk, not the one that was in your mailbox.
Look at the back of
Yeah, the
that
one
one.
in the mailbox is old.
It's not in the back of that one?
Is that one right there?
I think this is the one. Take care.
Thank you. You get a lot of
Oh,
attention.
we're-
Yeah.
That's it.
I have it, thank you.
Okay.
It's in the other packet, okay. Oh, go ahead, I'm sorry.
Could we put, I really hate the title, like slum and blight. It sounds so terrible about these neighborhoods. Could we put something in here that says like, a whereas, it just says, whereas the city is desirous to apply for grants? Is there anything like that that we could put in here that would give like more of the purpose of
The
it?
format
Yes,
required by the state,
This is
Is right
dictated,
that
here.
language
yeah.
is mandatory.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
You have to call it slums and blight.
Sure, I don't want to change the name. I just didn't know if we could put
Is
a
this-
whereas in there that would explain the purpose of calling it that, like that we're in order to apply for grants or anything like that.
No, that was actually prohibited.
Okay,
They-
that is good to know.
They specifically prohibited that.
They saw you coming.
Yeah.
Anything else you like that?
I'm gonna have to go down there and just apologize to everyone who
It
lives
does seem
there.
kind of harsh.
Light does
Right.
rhyme with bright.
Right.
Cut and paste.
But you haven't noticed it's in my ward.
We'll go to it tomorrow and apologize. to
Does
everyone.
everybody understand that this is part of a grant?
Yeah, This is great.
It's great. Thank you.
Thanks, Nick.
Yeah, because that grant is very exciting. If we could get it, that would be amazing.
Totally.
All right, resolution 36 is also consent resolution regarding the Florida Avenue culvert replacement project.
Thank you. This project is funded through Bridge New York, a local aid project from New York State DOT. We bid this thing more than 4 months ago, and I mentioned in my report, whatever the meeting was right after April 16th, it has been in a rather lengthy DOT review. Given that there's state money involved in this, they need to concur with the award prior. It took that long, probably there was some back and forth with the contractor regarding just the M and WBE goals and a waiver for that. That was finally resolved. We got an award concurrence letter from the New York State DOT, and now I'm asking you in turn to award the project. It is 100% funded, engineering and construction.
Excellent, thank you. Any questions?
When will they start this one?
They want to have it probably within a couple of weeks would be my guess. We're running out of time, but.
All right, thank you.
Okay. All right, next is introduction of ordinance F of 2024 to be known as ordinance 6 of 2024.
Wait, 1 second.
Sure.
On this, whereas the New York State DOT, it says MJ, is it WMJ? Should it say WMJ? In the name.
No, I thought that too. Our contract, yeah,
WMJ Keller, right?
no, the MJ engineer is approving recommending that we hire William Keller.
William J. Keller is the contractor, yes.
She's looking here.
MJ.
MJ Engineering, yeah, no, that is MJ.
It's a different company.
It's a different company. MJ are the consulting engineers. William J. Keller is the contractor. That was the low bidder, and that the state agrees that they're worthy of an award.
Okay.
So 2 different entities.
So that engineer is saying we should do this, not this engineer,
Yeah, right.
pretty much, right? Okay. Anything else on that one? All right, back to the ordinance. This is an ordinance adding definitions to section 250-4 of the Amsterdam City Code. And this is Alderman Holliday and I believe Alderman Carpenter we're gonna put on there as well.
Sure,
Is that
yeah,
what you
for
would-
this and the next,
That's
yeah.
what, I wasn't sure. if
Yeah,
you
this
would
is
ask
simply
that.
just definitions,
Okay.
and how things are termed in the next piece of paper here in the packet,
So we'll do both of
which
these
we
at the
can
same
move
time?
on. Yeah, they're pretty much 1A and 1B, right? So,
Okay, go for it. You got the floor.
okay, great. So, I guess we're gonna move on, this introduction of local law A. Essentially, what Alderman Carpenter and I are looking to do here is to just kind of hit the pause button on how we kind of approach new applicants for smoke shops and retail marijuana dispensaries within the city. There's some reservations from constituents and people in general that I feel like we should all take into account here. We're really looking to take a common sense approach to how we look at applications from here on. So I don't know if anyone wants to ask any questions or Tony, if you have anything.
I would
Floor
just,
is ours.
if I could just add on to that and maybe just restate it a little bit. The ordinance and the local law are related to one another. The ordinance is introducing definitions to be implemented into the chapter 250, which is the zoning chapter of the code. And then the local law introduction contemplates a moratorium to impose a 3-month moratorium for these activities and also for licensed adult use cannabis dispensaries and lounges. So, essentially, to follow up on those comments from Alderman Holliday, the pause is to allow the city to review, contemplate, and implement new zoning guidelines throughout the city as it relates to all of the above.
We're gonna set it better. Very good. Thank you.
So tonight we're introducing it. We won't be voting on it until after the public hearing.
Right.
But if it passes, who will be working on this for the next 3 months?
In terms of zoning, implementing zoning laws,
Right, when we get to December, end of the year, and the moratorium ends.
and we've already undertaken a meeting, the mayor, myself, Chief Agresta, and Grant Eggleston. I would imagine that we're going to, at a minimum, be continuing a further meeting in those regards, and I expect that there will be further zoning legislation for this council to be considering within the moratorium period prior to the expiration.
And we would include
Right.
council members.
Can we
in that.
include Alderman Carpenter and Alderman Holliday in that?
Please, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Anybody, is there anyone from the zoning committee, or would it just be best to keep it within
Well,
the
that's-
chief
I
and
think that's where
Grant?
we have Grant, yeah.
Yeah, Grant is from there, okay.
No, I don't have any, there hasn't been any ZBA members, board members that have participated in our meetings thus far.
Okay,
I wouldn't rule that out, though.
right, but Grant
Right.
represents them, okay.
Dan, do you know where our B1, B2 districts are right now?
The business districts? Pretty much the blue on the map back there.
Okay, that's all I need to know. Thank you.
Okay.
Cool.
You're right at 6.
Hey,
Stand. 6 o'clock, we can stand for the pledge of allegiance. Please stand for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Alderwoman Quistamars,
Here,
Alderman Holliday,
Here.
Alderwoman Collins, Alderman Carpenter.
Here.
Alderman Marticello.
Here,
I'd like to make a motion to adopt the agenda with 2 consent resolutions. Any concerns? Please call the roll.
Yeah.
Same order.
I'll call roll for you.
Okay.
I'll do it for you. Alderwoman Quistamars.
Aye.
Alderman Holliday.
Aye.
Alderwoman Collins.
Here, aye.
Alderman Carpenter.
Aye.
Alderman Marticello.
Aye.
Thank you.
All right, I'd like to make a motion for resolution 24, 25-27, resolution appointing the acting city clerk. We talked about how we need, we have an absence with Clerk Gherkin, and we would like to approve Emily Staley as the acting clerk.
Moved for discussion. Any discussion?
I think you want to move the resolution to the first, right?
We're doing it. Alderwoman Quistamars.
Aye.
Alderman Holliday.
Aye.
Alderwoman Collins.
Aye.
Alderman Carpenter.
Aye.
Alderman Marcel.
Aye.
So passed.
Emily, you're,
Thank
we'd like to have you join us, official seat. We just gotta get the hell out of
Oh.
here.
I know, see.
First job I ever held.
Too.
Okay.
Is that the old agenda?
That's the same one.
Messed up the
Yes, I believe that's the most correct.
Second.
All right.
If not, you can have mine.
Alright, with that, I'd like to move that we continue on with the regularly scheduled program. Once
Right.
the new clerk's in place.
Doesn't make good sense. Yeah. Okay, Emily, have a seat. We're gonna go back now to the agenda, regular order, and we are at proclamations. We don't have any this evening. Communications and presentations, we made it easy for you tonight. We don't have any of those either. But we do have public participation at this point in time, so if anyone in the audience would like to say anything, this is the time in the meeting you could do that. You go to the podium, state your name and address, you have 5 minutes. We don't have any of those either, okay. So the controller's report, Louise.
Okay. Alrighty, well, I already commented on what this summary was for, why I gave you 5, that was handed out. And I submitted this is the first budget snapshot of our new fiscal year. If your copy looks pretty rough, I do apologize. We need a new printer in our office. I'm actually in the process of getting state contract pricing to replace it, so I apologize if it looks pretty rough. Pretty self-explanatory, except for I do want to mention that I did change the format a little bit. If you recall, within the revenue actual amounts was previously it was capturing the entire amount of the levy and the fees that were assessed, and I am now I grabbing the data a little differently, so now you're just seeing what's actually collected. So that's why.
That's
I
great.
appreciate
Yeah,
it.
because it used to be at 99%.
Yes,
On day
it-
one,
yes.
yeah.
Completely useless data that way, as far as I was concerned. So this is a little bit more representative of what's actually happening. And that's it. And none of our contingencies have been touched. So those are, I'm going to continue to just make those numbers available to every meeting.
Thank you.
Okay, that's
Any
it.
questions on the report, guys? Any questions for the controller in general? Louise, is that it? Do you have anything else you want to talk about? Okay. There's no old business tonight, so we're gonna go right to the new business. So we're gonna go right to the agenda items now, and we're gonna start, we just.
So do you want to do the engineer?
I have a question.
Okay.
Louise?
Yeah.
They left, okay. On this interfund loan summary,
Mhm.
now, the recreation center feasibility study, we have 32,000 in the general fund, and there's a balance of 32,500 in general fund. Now, we're not going forward with the recreation center, right?
Correct.
So that means that money is still in the general fund, it's gonna stay there, right?
I believe that is going to be reimbursed by the Empire State Development, but
Yes.
not for a while.
So that money was already spent on,
We already did
on the
this.
research.
Yeah,
and
we did the
we'll be getting
feasibility
that
study, we were taking it out of that DRI money, and we will be reimbursed for that
That was
DRI.
my question. We will be reimbursed for that now. Okay, thank you then. All right.
Okay, any other questions? All right, so
Should we?
you wanna do the
Yeah.
engineering now? Michael, would you like to do the engineering report now, sir?
I always want to, thank you.
First and foremost, announce to everybody that my office has a new hire, Carlos Rival, as an engineering technician. You will stop by and see him when you're on the second floor. He's gonna be our point guy for the permit administration, heating, plumbing, sidewalks, trenching, all the permits that are handled out of the engineering office. Gonna handle our data management and CAD drafting, and has real good skills with some 21st century technology. So I'm happy to have him aboard.
He's gonna be handing out permits, Mike?
Pardon?
He's gonna be handing out permits now?
He's the point person. The plumbing inspector still got to issue the plumbing permits.
Okay.
There's different permits for different, the building department, not the building department permits.
But what permits is he gonna hand out?
The codes department?
No, it's in right here. Our point person for permit administration.
So the permits that are done through the engineering office are sidewalks, dumpsters, plumbing,
That's it?
heating,
Trenching, plumbing and heating, yeah.
trenching.
That's it. All right, thank you. That's all I have. Thank you. All right.
Okay, also, other news, if you remember a while back, the Environmental Protection Agency had a crew in, a group of people of their employees and consultants, and they kept the lead out program to identify lead water services. That was a couple of months ago, their first visit. They're back in town this week. They did a day of door to door, and they're gonna do 2 more days. We're actually really picking up a lot of data. We're gonna use that data to populate our lead service line inventory that is a mandate by the EPA. And we're hoping we are well underway with it now. We won't be complete by the deadline, but we're making great progress. I want to say that they will be back in 3 or 4 more days, the week after Labor Day, immediately following Labor Day, for another 3 days of door to door for the folks that'll let them in and examine their water service line. And I believe they're going to have a booth at the Italia Fest. Whatever that is. Basically an informational thing, trying to get people tuned into it, so that they can do a lot of the legwork and just supply us with the information.
We're gonna have to put a sign up of lead in Italian. Do you know how to say that?
No, I don't. Florida Ave culvert, we already talked about that. Road program is underway in earnest. Callahan is today, or this week, they are handling Roman Ave. They're gonna be putting binder down on Roman Ave tomorrow morning. Glen Ave also this week. So I have asked them to get clear of the intersection of Glen and East Main as quick as they could. They're gonna do it starting 6:30 tomorrow morning, because that's a tough intersection with heavy equipment and pavers.
Are we posting that online, where they're going tomorrow or that kind of thing?
I don't think we've posted it. We posted everything, or we'll have posted everything for no parking in that area. So they know that when we go up the road.
Yeah.
Or up the
But
street.
no need to put that online for people. I mean, just what they're doing tomorrow, sort of thing.
It would help.
The only problem with it is it's good to do. It's tough to get too far ahead of that though, because they may shift streets from one to the other. So I hesitate to say that, 11 o'clock on Thursday, they're gonna be, because it doesn't always work out that way.
No.
But I know this week they're targeting the 2 longest streets.
They're on
in
Roman
our
right now.
program.
They're on Roman right now working.
Yes, yeah, and they've been
So
doing.
there is a post on Facebook, Mike, that says the city of
Okay.
Amsterdam, Callahan announces the milling and paving is scheduled to begin on Tuesday, August 20th, 2024, and continuing through Wednesday, August 21st, 2024, from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. daily until complete, weather permitting. Streets located Glen Avenue, Arnold Avenue to Van Dyke, Rumen Avenue, East Main to Edward Street. Residents of streets to be milled and paved will be given significant prior notice to remove parked vehicles from Posted streets, all legally parked vehicles on posted streets will be milled and paved, will be towed at the owner's expense. Drivers are asked to take alternative routes during this time, and no traffic to be allowed through detour signs that are posted.
Well, I'm happy that my employees took the initiative to do that because I have nothing to do with Facebook. So,
Well, that's good.
Esperanza Verde, also, we are gonna be pouring the concrete for, the splash pad first. It's being broken up into sections so that it's more manageable. The concrete around the playground area second, and then the vendor's going to, they themselves are gonna pour the concrete piers, and then we will complete the concrete in the third area, which is the western part of the park. Let's see, carbon contactors, this is a holdover, it's been there for a long time. Keep mentioning it, we do have approved plans, and, you know, we're in a holding pattern until such time that we have that project funded. And again, that treatment process at the water filtration plant is intended to target disinfection byproducts. And lastly, on our other big project, we're approaching 30% design on the wastewater treatment plant. That means we're going to begin a somewhat lengthy process of discussions with DEC regarding our permit modification for the speedies permit for the plant, primarily because it's going to be able to capable of handling a higher dry weather maximum flow. It's an important distinction that gets lost in a lot of numbers, but it's indicative of our ability to pump more water and in turn the ability that we'll have to treat more water. And I'll take any questions, of course.
Any questions for the engineer? Okay. I might as well tell you, in addition to that, all of the cameras now at Betts and Shuttleworth are functioning. And there will be a final meeting, adjustment period with an APD and Shepherd Security, but they're functioning. Again, I want to thank Assemblyman Santa Barbara, who funded that with a $55,000 grant. You know, he secured the grant for us, so that was a big thing. But they are all functioning at this point in time. Okay, so we are done with the engineering report. We can go on to resolutions. Emily, 24, 25, 28.
Resolution 24, 25, 28, resolution appointing member to the Planning Commission, sponsored by Mayor Sanquanti. Whereas there is an opening on the Planning Commission due to resignation, therefore be it resolved, the following individual is hereby appointed to the Planning Commission effective immediately with a term expiring December 31st, 2024. David Morrow, 50 Coolidge Road, Amsterdam, New York.
So moved. Any discussion? You can call the roll, please.
Alderwoman Quistamars.
Aye.
Alderman Holliday.
Aye.
Alderwoman Collins.
Aye.
Alderman Carpenter.
Aye.
Alderman Marticello.
Let's please back up to
Yes.
26 to adopt the minutes.
We did that, didn't we? No, we never.
I skipped that one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Good catch, Anthony.
Nice catch.
Resolution number 2425-26, resolution adopting minutes of the last common council meeting by Alderwoman Quistamars.
So moved. Any discussion? You can call the roll.
Alderwoman Quistamars.
Aye.
Alderman Holliday.
Aye.
Alderwoman Collins.
Aye.
Alderman Carpenter.
Aye.
Alderman Marticello.
We're gonna go to 23. I'm a freshman. 29, 23, 24, 29.
We did.
We did 27.
That's the first one.
Right.
That was appointing the clerk.
We just did 28 by mistake, right?
So
So now we're at 29.
Can I chime in real quickly? I'm so sorry. I forgot when we were discussing this resolution earlier that there are actually two interfund loans. And you reminded me when you asked about the recreation center, because actually the expenses that we incurred for the consultants exceeded the original interfund loan that we did. So we have the actual interfund loan number two is actually an increase of 32,000 for the existing interfund loan. apologize, I forgot all about that one being on there.
So it's $62,500?
It's $62,500. Have to pay CSL, so.
Okay,
Where's that?
at the very bottom, resolved,
And
the
it's-
second one.
They should be reimbursed for all of that.
Do we have to amend this? Is that what you're saying?
No.
No, okay.
We just didn't discuss
Or
it.
you're just saying we didn't discuss it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
I'm caught up now.
Yeah,
Okay.
just clarifying for us.
Okay, so this is resolution. Go ahead, you can go ahead with it.
Resolution number 2324-29, resolution authorizing interfund loan transfer for streetlight acquisitions and economic development project by Alderwoman Collins. Whereas the city of Amsterdam is often required to cover the cost of project expenses that will be subsequently reimbursed by grant funds. Whereas the city has been in the practice of issuing bond.
Emily, you can skip down to the last whereas and then.
We have to do that.
Whereas the city is seeking authorization to allow interfund transfers as temporary borrowing between funds for the streetlight acquisition project and recreation center feasibility study. Amounts transferred must be repaid either in the same fiscal year or in the following fiscal year if the transfer takes place within the final 120 calendar days of fiscal year. Now therefore, it is hereby resolved that the city of Amsterdam authorizes the following entry to establish temporary interfund loans. Interfund loan number 1, the general fund is temporarily lending $817,178 to the capital fund for the streetlight acquisition program, H.0200 through 202410. Interfund loan number 2, the general fund is temporarily lending an additional $32,000 to the capital fund for the recreation center project, H.0200 through 202405. This is an increase to an existing interfund loan approved by resolution number 2324-187.
For discussion. Someone will call the roll, please.
Alderwoman Chris Demars.
We'll start with Alderwoman Collins,
I'm
and
sorry.
then we'll go through the order that way.
Alderwoman Collins.
Aye.
Alderman Carpenter.
Aye.
Alderman Marticello.
Aye.
Alderwoman Chris Demars.
Aye.
And Alderman Holliday.
Aye.
Resolution number 2324-30, resolution authorizing the sale of 127 North Matthias Avenue to Habitat for Humanity, Montgomery County, New York, sponsored by Mayor Cinquanti.
I'll be happy to move this, but I think you're gonna abstain.
Oh, yes, I'm also on the board of Habitat for Humanity, so I'm abstaining from this vote.
You need 4
We need
yeses.
4 votes on
I need
this.
4 yeses to pass, please.
Any discussion? All right, you can call the roll, please.
Alderwoman Chris Demars.
Aye.
Alderman Holliday.
Aye.
Alderwoman Collins.
Aye.
Alderman Marticello.
Aye.
And Alderman Carpenter abstained.
The resolution number in that should be 2425. We jumped back to last year.
Oh, it says 232430. It should be 24/25.
Same
That's
for the
not a lot
last
of
one. The same for the last one. too.
Thank you, everyone.
It'll be corrected.
We will correct it.
We'll correct it in the
No
minutes.
motion necessary.
Okay,
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Sorry for that.
Resolution number 2425-31, ceremonial resolution recognizing the 33rd anniversary of Ukrainian Independence Day in the city of Amsterdam by Mayor Cinquanti.
Yes, I'm so moved. You gotta move it.
So
Yeah, happy to.
Yeah, I'm gonna read this. Whereas 33 years ago, on August 24th, 1991, the Parliament of Ukraine formally declared an independent, sovereign, and democratic Ukrainian state, establishing the territorial integrity of Ukraine as sovereign and inviolable, further upheld by more than 90% of Ukrainians in a national referendum in December of that same year. And whereas when the Soviet Union ceased to exist, Ukraine controlled the 3rd largest nuclear arsenal in the world, with more nuclear weapons than China, France, and United Kingdom combined. 30 years ago, the people of Ukraine agreed to voluntarily rid the world of its country's stockpile of nuclear warheads and in the process ensure that those weapons would not end up in the hands of a rogue nation state, considered by some to be the greatest gift to the world of peace by any nation in history. This act of disarmament was done with the understanding that the territorial integrity and sovereignty of Ukraine would be guaranteed by those nations who signed the 1994 Budapest Memorandum, and whereas the language, rights, and culture of the indigenous Crimean Tatar people of Ukraine remain under threat today, much as they were during the Soviet and Tsarist regimes, a full 10 years since the reoccupation of their homeland and 80 years since Stalin attempted his genocide against them. Whereas Ukraine has always had a special bond with the United States, with Ukraine sending servicemen and women to serve alongside U.S. forces in theaters such as Afghanistan and Iraq throughout a 3-decade relationship on NATO deployments. And whereas the territorial integrity of Ukraine is sovereign and inviolable, and portions of Ukraine's territory are currently under foreign military occupation, we honor the efforts and sacrifices of the armed forces and the territorial defense forces of Ukraine in their heroic defense of our United States allies and the entire European continent against further aggressive actions. And whereas since the invasion of Ukraine began in 2014, the United States and its allies have helped train and equip Ukraine's armed forces, we honor the men and women of the United States Armed Forces for providing the materials and training to further the professional development and increase the overall readiness of Ukraine's armed forces. And whereas the people of the United States, including those here in the city of Amsterdam, New York, have opened their hearts and homes to Ukrainians displaced by war in their homeland and have personally donated time and again to humanitarian relief efforts to the victims of this invasion, we honor the American spirit of generosity as an essential part of what makes us an exceptional nation. And whereas Ukrainian Americans continue to make significant contributions to the cultural fabric of the United States, while never forgetting their rich history and heritage nearly 150 years since first immigrating to this great nation, with which they share the collective U.S.-Ukrainian values of freedom, democracy, and the rule of law. And whereas from the time that Ukrainian immigrants first came to Amsterdam, New York in 1905, their descendants and those newly settled here have expanded and enhanced our city's cultural diversity. Now be it hereby resolved. The Common Council of the City of Amsterdam, New York, hereby proclaims August 24th, 2024 as the 33rd anniversary of Ukrainian Independence Day in the City of Amsterdam, and requests all citizens to join in commemorating this important anniversary. On this day, let us recommit ourselves to helping the Ukrainian nation reclaim full sovereignty over its international borders and remember its heroes who sacrificed their lives to ensure freedom and happiness for future generations. And be it further resolved, in recognition and celebration of this anniversary, on Friday, August 23rd, 2024 at 12 p.m., the Ukrainian flag shall be raised at the ceremonial flagpole at City Hall and shall be displayed for a period of 2 weeks.
Any discussion? Mary, anything else? Anything else? Call the roll. Start, whoever moves it, you
That was
start.
you.
That's it.
Alderman Marticello.
Aye.
Alderwoman Quistamars.
Aye.
Alderman Holliday.
Aye.
Alderwoman Collins.
Aye.
Alderman Carpenter.
Aye.
Resolution number 2425-32, resolution budget transfer chemical feed system improvements by Alderman Holliday.
You can skip down to resolved.
Resolve the controller is authorized to amend the 2023-24 water fund budget as follows. Reduce expense F 1990.4036, contingency $13,492.46. Increase expense F 83404147, water distribution improvements $13,492.46.
Any discussions?
Louise, is that correct? The 23-20 last year's budget, not this year's budget contingency? Yes. Okay.
Awesome. So moved. Call the roll, please.
Alderman Holliday.
Aye.
Alderwoman Collins.
Aye.
Alderman Carpenter.
Aye.
Alderman Marticello.
Aye.
Alderwoman Quistamars.
Aye.
Resolution number 2425-33, resolution designation of a seeker type 2 action by Alderman Marticello.
So move. Is there any discussion? Call the roll.
Alderman Marticello.
Aye.
Alderwoman Quistamars.
Aye.
Alderman Holliday.
Aye.
Alderwoman Collins.
Aye.
Alderman Carpenter.
Aye.
Resolution number 2425-34, resolution approving audit by Alderwoman Collins.
So moved.
You can go ahead and cover.
Any discussion? Call the roll.
Alderwoman Collins.
Aye.
Alderman Carpenter.
Aye.
Alderman Marticello.
Aye.
Alderwoman Quistamars.
Aye.
Alderman Holliday.
Aye.
Number 35.
The, you don't have here, you got people. You got it there?
It should be in, yeah, it's in the one I gave.
Resolution 2425-35, consent, resolution and declaration of slum and blight by Mayor Sinquanti.
So moved. And may I ask you to read now therefore be resolved clause.
Now therefore be it resolved, the city of Amsterdam declares the area or locations identified below as slum and blight consistent with all federal and state law and identifying streets and addresses where those properties are to be demolished. In the East End neighborhood, streets designated as slum and blight areas.
Is that good, Jim?
Is that good, Jim?
That's good. And then, turn the page in the Market Hill area.
In the
Market
Oh, in
Hill.
the Market Hill neighborhood,
Yes,
streets designated as slum and blight areas. Want me to read them?
Yeah, William Street.
William Street, McDonald Street, Mechanic Street, Orange Street, Pine Street, and Union Street.
Thank you. Any discussion? Call the roll, please.
Alderman Marticello.
Aye.
Alderwoman Quistamars.
Aye.
Alderman Holliday.
Aye.
Alderwoman Collins.
Aye.
Alderman Carpenter.
Aye.
Resolution 2425-36, consent. Resolution awarding Florida Avenue Culvert Replacement Project PIN 2754.61 D036295 by Alderman Marticello.
So moved. And just read William J. Cullen, please. That's what it's awarded to.
Now therefore,
Oh, now therefore be it resolved that the Florida Avenue Culvert Replacement Contract be awarded to William J. Keller and Sons for the amount of $525,000, $525,218.
Thank you. Any discussion? Call the roll, please.
Alderman Marticello.
Aye.
Alderwoman Quistamars.
Aye.
Alderman Holliday.
Aye.
Alderwoman Collins.
Aye.
Alderman Carpenter.
I'll help out if you
Yeah.
don't mind.
Okay.
Next, we have the introduction of ordinance F of 2024, to be known as ordinance 6 of 2024 if adopted. We need to schedule a public hearing. I would suggest the public hearing take place on September 3rd at 5:50.
September 3rd, 5:50.
Next, we have, excuse me, introduction of local law A of 2024 to be known as local law 1 of 2024 if adopted. This is a local law establishing a temporary moratorium on the submission, processing, and building permits, certificates of occupancy, certificates of use, and land use approvals for tobacco, vape consumption business, vape or smoke shop, licensed adult use cannabis on-site consumption facility, licensed adult use cannabis retail dispensary in the city of Amsterdam. Public hearing needs to be scheduled. I would suggest September 3rd at 5:55. You all agree?
Sure.
And that's all I have.
all right, anything else? Mayor? Anything? All right, I will make a motion to adjourn. You can call the roll, please.
Alderwoman Quistamars.
Aye.
Alderman Holliday.
Aye.
Alderwoman Collins.
Aye.
Alderman Carpenter.
Aye.
Alderman Marticello.
Aye.
Thank you, everyone.
Excellent job.
Thank you, everybody.
Good job. So what's that?
Answer to the register.
Bye.
How about an email address? Do we have an email address?
It is clerk@amsterdamny.gov.
I got your.
Oh, that'll be hers, yep. That'll be her. And I think she got it all set up before she left.
Oh, okay, okay.
And then she emailed all her instructions to it.
Okay.
So when she logs in, she should have everything that Stephanie wants sent. Oh, we do have to turn this straight off too. Do that.
Well, Mayor, I'll talk with you in the morning.
Yes, sir.
Gentlemen, good night.
Where's the laptop?
Good night.
Good night. Good night.
Is the laptop on?
Not working.
Oh, did we just take the laptop or? Oh, there, it is. You moved that, okay. That helps, whatever you did.